They just melt. They just melt. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can tell from the title of the video, I will be going through 10 books that I at least want to pick from this spooky season. These are a mixture of thrillers and horrors and like rom-coms that are witchy or like Halloween themed. So without further ado, if you want to see my spooky season TBR, then keep on watching. Okay, so they're in like no particular order, so I'm literally just gonna pick them out because I've got them in like a stack here and just go through them with you. So the first book that I have is The Sanatorium by Sarah Pierce. I believe this is like your typical murder mystery whodunit. You have people in like close proximity of each other, kind of stuck together. One person obviously disappears or dies or something, and then it's a game of, you know, guess who killed this person. So this one is about a woman who goes off to an eerie hotel in the Swiss Alps. It's for her estranged brother's wedding. Somebody dies, and you know, we try to figure out who it is. I've heard really good things about this, so I'm very excited to get into this. The next book I have is Survive the Night by Riley Sager. I've heard so many people talk about this for their spooky season TBR. Very mixed reviews actually, especially on Goodreads. However, I still wanted to give it a go, so I thought I would get it anyway. And if you are going to pick this up, do go to your local The Works if you are in the UK, because this is currently part of their 3 for £6 deal, which is ridiculous. So I think this one follows a girl who goes on like this car journey on a university rideshare scheme thingy, but currently at their campus there is a serial killer going around, and she starts to wonder, is this person in the car with me the serial killer? So I thought that'd be quite a nice suspenseful thriller to get into. Okay, next up we have a very famous one, and that is Sharp Objects by Gillian or Gillian Flynn. I've heard people say both, I'm not sure myself. The real horror here is the fact that I tried to take off the sticker and it's just done this and it's stressing me out. So let's just pretend it's not there. So I actually binged through the TV series of this with Amy Adams, and I thought that that was so well done. Could not just be like, oh, I'll watch the rest tomorrow. Had to watch it in one sitting. The only thing is the ending, for some reason, I just had so many questions. Like, I thought it was one of those Marvel movies where you had to wait after the credits for some more information. It wasn't. I really waited. So I thought I'd pick up the book because I really wanted to know more detail about the ending, because the way it ended, if you've seen it, is pretty like just like that, and like it's over in like 2 seconds. So I thought I'd give the book a go. Okay, so next up we have something a little bit more magical, whimsical, a little bit more light-hearted in comparison to those thrillers and horrors that I've just showed you, but it is Erin Morgenstern's The Night Circus. I've heard so many people go on about this. Obviously, this is a book that has been around for a very long time. This is a little bit more of a chunkier read. I believe it is, without spoiling it for myself, 496 pages. So if you're still wanting to get into the, I want to say, festive mood of Halloween, but you don't really want to read any sort of thrillers or horrors or anything a bit darker, I think this one should be okay. And then going off that, where if you're not a fan of thrillers, horrors, any kind of the scary genres, I have Donna Tartt's The Secret History. This is a very well-loved book internationally, and people just absolutely love this book. And I've seen so many people talk about how this is like dark academia at its prime. If you wanted to read something that wasn't like a horror or a thriller during the autumn time, this is the book to go for. I am so excited to read this. I actually really want to bump this up, although realistically I think this is going to be a November read, but I cannot wait to get started on this. I don't really know too much about it, but I think it's like a secret, like it's like a group at this university, a prestigious university. I don't really know too much about it, but either way, I am excited to read it. These straws, unlike the McDonald's, the paper straws, I get that like it's so much better for the environment, but they just melt. They just melt. So the next book that I have, I am so excited to read, but it is In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. Again, this is one that I have seen so many people rave on about when it comes to like October spooky season reads, and I have been looking for this for ages. And Ben and I went to Waterstones a couple days ago, and I found a stack of these and I'm so excited to get into it. I think it's got a little hint of like dark academia, but also thriller, also whodunit, because I'm pretty sure it's about a group of friends who went to like this elite college together. Something happened back then, and then they have a school reunion 10 years later, and then something happens then, and I think it's like one of them disappears or dies or something. When it comes to thrillers, I really don't want to know too much about it because I want that excitement for myself. So yeah. Okay, so I've got 4 books left, and there are 2 in each genre. 2 in each genres. So I've got 2 that falls under like the romance rom-com genre, and then I've got 2 that falls into like the horror satire genre. So I'll get into the rom-coms first. The first being Erin Sterling's The Ex-Hex. This made its round, I'm pretty sure last year, all over Bookstagram, BookTok, you know, BookTube, during this time. I'm pretty sure the sequel to this just came out recently, and I do want to pick that up. I think that one follows the cousin of the main character here, so I thought I would get something that's a little bit more lighthearted but giving me like Stars Hollow kind of town vibes meets like Bewitched. But yeah, so I thought I would get this, and this I believe is currently £3 at the works. And then the other rom-com book that I picked up for my Halloween read is Payback's a Witch, which first of all, can we just a moment for first the title and second just the cover? Like, I'm sorry, but isn't that just so great? I think it's like a rom-com, but it's more of a drama theme to it. I don't really know, but I just saw this and I thought, yeah, it literally had to come home with me. This is also part of the works £3 for £6 deal, so run, don't walk. Okay, and the last 2 books that I have, I am super excited about because I've heard really great things about this author. I've never picked up any of his books. I think he's got about like 5 or 6 out there. But I picked up 2 of his to try and read for this spooky season. And we will start with the first one, which is Grady Hendrix' My Best Friend's Exorcism. This is a TV series on Amazon Prime at the moment. I haven't seen it, and I do want to read it first before I watch it because I'm scared that that's going to ruin it for me. This is giving me very Stranger Things. It vibes in a sense that it is set in the 80s, and it features like a group of young kids who are friends, and they stumble upon like a supernatural entity, I guess. But yeah, like how adorable is this cover? It's meant to be like a VHS, which is very throwback. I mean, I was born in 1993, so I was around for the times of VHS and Blockbuster and everything, and it has that little like staff pick sign there, and I think it pays homage to a lot of 80s horror films, because I think horror films were so much better, I want to say, in the 80s, 90s, in comparison to the ones that are out now. Maybe it's just because of my age, it's just not something I really watch anymore, but I had to pick this up because it just looked really cute, and so many people have gone on about this. I think this is a bit more of a lighter approach to the horror genre. And last but not least, we have The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. Now, I have seen a very mixed reviews about this. A lot of people either love it or hate it, but the one sentiment that I think everybody seems to share, or at least 90% of the reviews share, is that this, although not a film, would be a much better film than the book. I mean, the premise sounds great because, I mean, like, if you don't know what a final girl is, the final girl is, you know, in slasher movies, is that one girl that survives, that sees the morning, that gets to the road and stops a car to help her, that, you know, gets to call the police. The final girl is the survivor of all these horror films. If you grew up kind of like in the 90s, 2000s, you'll have a lot of the, like, Wrong Turns, the Hills Have Eyes and stuff like that. But this is basically a support group for the final girls, and it pays again homage to a lot of slasher films apparently. So I'm guessing like Halloween, Scream, all of that. And so I thought, why would I not pick this up? Because that sounds great. It has that spooky, scary side to it, but as well as it being like like just a bit of a quirky plot, isn't it? Like a final girl support group. Yeah, I really cannot wait to start reading this. I think this will be one of the first books I read, but yeah. So those were the 10 books I am hopefully going to read. I mean, let's be real, I'm not going to read all 10 of them. I'm probably going to read maybe 3 or 4 of those, but I'm definitely going to be picking out from those set of books for the spooky season. I like that there's a selection of them, because then you can kind of have like a little palette cleanser in terms of, you know, you could be going from something super scary and then you just want a little break, so you can pick one of the more rom-com-y ones and so on and so forth. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give this a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. Also, if you have read any of those books, please let me know what you thought of it, but no spoilers please, as per usual. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next time.